We are back with another Wedding Wednesday edition of Your Relationship Sucks! Exclamation point. Very excited about this. I'm starting to like these Wedding Wednesdays. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I've always liked them. Don't get me wrong, but I'm starting to really like them. These people are getting even crazier, asking these questions, needing help. That's what we're here for. We're trying to figure stuff out for them. Again, just like always, if this is your first time, or if you just need a reminder of what's happening here, you're gonna ask me a question. We're gonna get into it. But I haven't seen these. The audience hasn't seen these. This is live, raw, real, unfiltered, uncensored, legitimate live television. Not like that crap you see on TV that's not really live, where they know what's happening before. I literally have no idea what's coming. The only thing I know is that this is a wedding-related question. So we're going to get into it. You got something good. Hit me with it. Initial impressions. What do you got?
My 23-year-old female sister, 18-year-old female, is mad she isn't invited to my wedding and is threatening to ruin my day.
Oh, wow. All right. Initial impressions here. Tough family dynamic. Real tough family dynamic. I'm going to go ahead and guess. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to go left field here. I'm going to say that I'm going to side with this 18-year-old. I got an idea why. We'll see if I'm right.
Okay, that's bold.
I think I'm going to side with this 18-year-old. I think this 23-year-old is being a real B word,
A real B word.
That's how I feel.
We'll see.
All right.
This one's a long one, so
love it. Let's get into it.
Buckle in for this drama,
Mm-hmm.
To start this, I'm just going to say that my fiance and I aren't getting married for another 2 years because of COVID.
What?
And just
what? 2 years? Why are we asking these questions? 2 years? Are you serious? 2 years? That's like 10% of her life. That's like 10% of her life is going to go by before she gets married. That's insane. Okay, keep going. That is shocking to me. Wow.
Because of COVID and dysfunction with travel for both of our out-of-state families, we've set the wedding out 2 years on purpose and have started with all the planning anyway. I'm meticulous and he's a perfectionist.
No,
so we are wanting things to go off without a hitch if possible. Recently, we were discussing our guest lists so we could get between count of people attending. We're expecting between 40 to 100 people, but we're trying to be thorough in all aspects. My younger sister...
Hold on. She said between 40 and 100 people?
That's a very different wedding.
There's a huge range of people.
Completely different people, yeah.
It's a huge range of human beings. That's a shocking.
It's more than double. I don't know why I said that, yeah.
That's literally three. It's 3 times, but that's all right. That's an insane spread of people that you're going to ask 2 years in advance. Are you kidding me? These people suck. I feel good about my pick.
I don't know if they're going to ask people. I think they're just planning.
Well, yeah, but they've got to plan on having 100 invites sent out at least, right? And they're thinking,
yeah, but you send the invites closer, but you find a venue for like the size that you want first.
Was that how that works? I've never been married, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, you got to tell people where to go. So you have to have the venue first.
Well, yeah, but shouldn't you know how many people are coming before you book that venue? I mean, what if these people suck so badly?
I think that's why you find the venue, and so then you say like, I want 40 to 100. Yes.
That doesn't make any sense. No. You're doing it wrong. Look, these people sound awful, right? Like, oh, I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
They sound terrible.
I don't have to argue with you on that.
What I'm saying is, these people need to send out these invites early, because there's a real good chance most of their invites are going to be a no on that one. You know what I mean? Like just a flat out no. You suck as a person. I'm not into it.
Oh, yeah.
Their personalities suck. Then you got to do that before you get the venue. They're going to book something for 100 people. They're going to invite people. All of a sudden, they're going to have 10 people show up because they suck as people. It's going to be a real issue.
All right.
I
thought you were going to drop a funnier joke. So can we move on?
I mean, keep going. You're not, whatever. Just keep going.
My younger sister, whom I have never had a good relationship with in the entirety of our lives, knows about our wedding and she is very, very entitled. In parentheses, I've got plenty of stories about her and the parents she gets her entitlement from. She called me a few days ago to give me an update on her life and the drama surrounding herself and asking for money yet again. I pretended to listen and only say, oh, huh, yeah, to her about everything. She then brings up casual conversation topics like, how are you? How's my niece doing? Etc., etc. Then she drops the question, so where am I in line of your bridesmaids? Me confused because I never said she was one. You're not my bridesmaids. I have my older sister, who is a close friend, as my maid of honor, fiance's wife because we are friends and I like her, fiance's friend's wife because we are friends and I like her, and sister-in-law. We are not doing a large wedding party because I don't have a large friend group and we aren't into big affairs anyway.
Yeah, no shit, you don't have a lot of friends. You sound like you fucking suck as a person. Jesus Christ. Told you. How are they going to have 100 people? She could invite 2 people to stand next to her. They're going to have 100 people at this wedding? Get the fuck out of here with that. It's horse shit. This lady has no idea how many people are going to show up at this wedding. 40 to 100. Get the fuck out of here. You're going to have 37 tops. That's ludicrous. Jesus Christ. This lady sucks.
My sister says, but you're supposed to have your sister as your bridesmaids. It's traditional. Me. Maybe so somewhere else, but not in my life or my wedding. I have who I have, and I'm not making it bigger or replacing one of them for you. I state this over and over again throughout the conversation because she won't take no for an answer. Finally, I get fed up with the whole lot and tell her it doesn't matter. Fiance and I don't want you at the wedding anyway, so drop it. In parentheses, remember the entitlement from earlier? Sister, if you don't invite me to your wedding or make me a bridesmaid, I will ruin your wedding. Your wedding day is just as much about me as it is about you, and I will be there. Besides, if you don't, I'll just tell mom and she'll make you do it. She then hangs up and proceeded to call our mom. My mom calls me and tells, that was in all caps, like she was shocked that her sister said she was going to call her mom and then did. My mom calls me and tells me what my sister told her. All lies, by the way. And said that I shouldn't go back on my promise of her bridesmaid position or wedding invitation. That we are family and I shouldn't turn my back on her like that. It's affected my mom differently than I assumed it would. I'm already standing firm on not letting my sister come. My problem lies with my mother and myself. I don't want her to be angry or upset, and I don't want her to decide not to come because of this. 2 years is still a bit away, and things may calm down.
Yeah, no shit. Jesus Christ.
But my sister will hold a grudge as long as she needs to get her way, even years if it needs it. I love my mom and I want her there. We've already been virtual dress shopping for her mother of the bride dress. She has a place in the wedding party and ceremony, and it would break my heart if she didn't come because of my sister. I just don't know what to do, and I don't know how to handle this. I just got my relationship back with her into something good for us both, and I am beyond happy she's back in my life. I couldn't take it if we were to break apart again.
Who?
No
her
question.
Sister?
That's it.
Her
and her mom, I think.
Oh, her and her mom? Okay, all right, okay. Jesus, all right. Look, honestly, I think I was right about this. I genuinely think I was right about this. I don't think it's for the reason that I thought it would be, but I think I'm right about this. Here's the thing. This lady's writing this, she's writing this out, right? So she's writing this out, and she's doing the whole, like, first of all, stop with the fucking snide remarks, all right? Like, oh, parentheticals, oh, my sister's a bitch. You know what? Fuck you, all right? Like, just tell the facts and other people can decide. You don't need to add fucking commentary. You don't need to add fucking color about how shitty your sister is. If she's actually that shitty, tell the fucking story. Everybody else will be like, yeah, she's fucking shitty. So stop doing that shit, okay? Because that's just annoying as hell. Makes me annoyed that people do that, and it makes me not like them, right? But that's not why I think that this lady is wrong. Here's the thing. She wrote these down. She wrote them down as though she was quoting the conversation, right? So like she wrote it and she's, here's my sister said, here's what I said. It's a script.
Like literally.
She said, here's the script. This is the script of what was said. Number one, if she sounds the way that she wrote those fucking words out, I would have punched her directly in the face, right? Like she sounds like a pompous asshole. Like that's fucking, she sounds like a shitty person. You know what I mean? Don't talk, just don't talk to the other person. Don't condescend to somebody. Don't talk to the other person. Like, don't be like, well, she's acting like she's all fucking proper. There's no way that's what she sounded like. So now I'm even less likely to believe her because she's writing these words and saying, this is verbatim what happened. And then she has the fucking audacity to go, oh, well, my sister called my mom and she said some stuff. All lies, of course. You're fucking lying to me. There's no way that's exactly how that fucking quote worked. There's no possible way. There's no possible way. What that's telling me, look, this is what she's doing, right? She's writing this down and she's saying, I'm going to tell you exactly how this went. And so when I do that, you're going to believe later when I tell you that my sister lied, you're going to believe that she actually lied because I've proven to you already. But she hasn't proven shit, right? That's the problem. She didn't actually prove anything, but she wrote this and it makes me not want to believe anything she said. Here's this. Look, this is the deal. I was being serious about this. These two people sound terrible to hang out with, right? Like, we're a perfectionist. We're planning 2 years in advance. We want the wedding to go off without a hitch, if possible. Fuck you. It's not going off without a hitch. Nobody's wedding goes off without a hitch. That's a whole thing. Every fucking sitcom covers it. That's the way it works. You're planning 2 years in advance? Are you fucking kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's insane behavior to be like, I'm going to do 2 years in advance so that everything is perfect. No, because from my understanding, you're going to have to wait until the last second to do a bunch of shit anyways. So it's not going to matter. Now you're going to stress yourself out. Guess what? During those 2 years, you're going to suck to hang out with because all you're going to want to talk about is how shitty the DJ is because he's not answering your emails back, right? And you know why? Because he's like, I got 730 fucking days until this thing happens, right? So he's not going to be involved in emailing you back because he's got so goddamn long before he decides, hey, what's up? When do I need to be somewhere? You haven't even cut me a fucking check yet, right? So this is going to be the problem. This lady is setting this up. These two people are going to be fucking miserable to talk to for the next 2 years. Just flat out miserable. The two of them are going to suck to talk to for the next 2 years, right? Now, let's get into her relationship with her sister, okay? She already said she didn't have any friends, right? Like she said, I literally don't have enough friends to put like a real bridal party together, right? Now, what she didn't go into is why was I estranged from both my mother and my my sister, right?
She also refers to her parents weird, which means she doesn't get along with her dad potentially either.
No, she obviously does not get. Her dad is obviously not in her life. Right? That's what's happening here. Her dad, she just got her mom back. Her dad is obviously not in her life. Here's
I wonder if it's not the same dad or something too.
No, it doesn't matter if it's the same dad or not. Her dad, she doesn't like her dad. She got estranged from him. But here's what happened. She said the entitled parents who put this entitlement in my sister. What that tells me is that this lady just doesn't agree with the way that her sister was being raised, and she threw a fucking hissy fit because it wasn't perfect in her world. Now, her sister might be a fucking disaster. She doesn't sound awesome. I fundamentally do not believe that she said exactly what this lady said, like verbatim, because she fucking said, like, here's verbatim quotes of what my sister said to me. I refuse to believe that those are the verbatim quotes. That might be the verbatim idea of what she was trying to get across, but I just don't believe it because I don't believe that this lady wrote down exactly what was happening, recorded this conversation, and fucking transcribed it the exact way that it was supposed to go, right? I don't believe that. I think she's full of shit. But whether her sister is a disaster or not doesn't matter. This lady looked at her parents and then her sister and said, I don't agree with this. I don't want you in my life. Honestly, this fucking control freak probably tried to tell her mom how to fucking parent. Probably tried to tell her dad how to fucking parent, right? Probably got in there and was like, you're not raising her right. You're not doing this, whatever. And you know when she probably started doing that? Especially when she had a fucking kid. She's probably one of those moms that's like, I know how to raise kids better than you fucking do. Even though these two people raised two children to the age of fucking maturity when her fucking daughter or son is 2 years old and I'm assuming gonna be all right, but I don't know how they're gonna fucking turn out. They might be a fucking disaster, right? So she's sitting over here. She's like, oh, I know exactly how this is gonna go, but she has no fucking clue. So she's looking at her parents, probably gets fucking pregnant, immediately reads what to expect and you're expecting, goes to her mom, tells her that her sister's a bitch, that she's the reason her sister's a bitch, and her mom was like, hey, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Don't need comments from the fucking peanut gallery, right? That's what happened. Or at least that's a plausible version of what might have happened that caused this rift between these family members, right? Now, if you believe that your sister, if you are someone who says, my sister is an entitled princess who doesn't deserve to stand next to me at my wedding, which is a reasonable take. That's not a wrong take. Totally fine. Maybe your sister is. Maybe she doesn't deserve. Maybe she did some shitty stuff to you. If you believe that, don't talk to her. It's not that difficult. Stop fucking talking to her. Yeah. You obviously stop talking to your parents. You're obviously not talking to your dad. Cut your fucking sister off. If you don't like what she's doing, get her out of your fucking life. Otherwise, accept who she is and understand that that's what it's going to be. Now, should she have to invite her to the wedding and make her sit and do all those things? Absolutely not. But what possible reason would you have for having this person in your life? I don't care if they're blood. It doesn't mean shit. Honestly, it doesn't. If they're not there to support you, the familial hereditary ties don't mean a goddamn thing if they're not there to support you. So I don't understand what this lady is doing where she's like, well, she's a shitty person and she shouldn't stand with me. She shouldn't even come to my wedding where I can only have 7 people there because I only have 7 fucking people in my whole life who actually like me. But I still want to talk to her and tell her that she's a piece of shit once a week. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Stop talking to your goddamn sister. It's going to do less brain damage to both of you. And honestly, your sister, I don't think deserves you telling her that she's a piece of shit. I don't think so. I don't think that she deserves that. She might be a real terrible person. She might be. I'm not over here like team sister. But I am team sister versus this lady because this lady is entitled beyond fucking belief and she can't even see it. She can't even see how fucking entitled she is. She literally is blind to the amount of entitlement, assuming that I'm such a great fucking person that my parents, who are people who can do nothing but entitle my younger sister, obviously had no fucking effect on me, and I'm not entitled because I'm a great fucking person, and I am morally fucking superior to everybody else, and their little entitlement scheme had no effect on me. Get the fuck over yourself. You obviously are just as entitled as your sister is, and you're mad that you have to fucking share stuff with her. That's what's happening here. I hate this lady. Honestly, I think she shouldn't invite her sister because her sister shouldn't have to go through the headache. I want to talk to her sister and tell her, stop talking to your older sister because she sucks.
I also like to add that in the conversation between her sister, she was able to do direct quotes that would make her look better in that conversation. And she just made herself look like the bitchier of the two. Her younger sister, how old is her sister? 17?
18.
18?
Yeah.
Let's look.
She's 18.
18. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It's an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
They're not the smartest people, and it is a general assumption that your sister's probably going to be one of your bridesmaids. The way this lady told her younger sister she wasn't going to be a bridesmaid was the bitchiest way that she could in the entire world. And then all of a sudden in the same conversation, it escalated to her uninviting her to her wedding and then speaking for her fiance when there's no way they had a conversation. You know what I'm saying? That is insane to me that she curated this conversation with direct quotes, which she thinks makes her look good, which feeds into exactly what you just said about how she doesn't understand that she's just as entitled to her little sister. They don't sound like different people in that conversation. It sounds like the same person talking to each other.
I don't know what I don't understand. What I don't get Probably because I'm not smart enough, which is fine.
Yeah, there's an update, so don't let me forget. I want to read you the update.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad. I hope this lady, I hope it's fucking 5 years from now that they're planning on getting married because she realized she couldn't get the flower she wanted until they fucking decided, oh, we need to make a new fucking type of flower for you. And so we have to wait another 3 autumnal periods before we can harvest these motherfuckers for you, right? Fuck this. I hate this lady. This lady fucking sucks. Here's the thing. Oh God. She is making herself out to be the victim of a fucking crime that her sister wants to be in her wedding or expects to be in her wedding. Here's my problem with that. Here's my problem with that. You think this girl sucks. Like she thinks this girl sucks, right? She thinks like my little sister sucks. I don't like her. I don't want her at my wedding. It's not like, oh, I think like, hey, you know what? Maybe she could, maybe she could do one less rosé at the fucking family get together. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that. She's like, I don't want her at my wedding. And yet somehow they have a fucking relationship wherein her sister is saying, obviously I'm going to, at the very least, be at your wedding. What the fuck is wrong with you where you're allowing this relationship to go on at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. If it's somebody that you don't want at your wedding, who, by the way, they're going to be a bunch of people at your wedding that you never talk to again. You never see them in person again, all those things, because that's how it works. So you're already invited, you're already limiting. This lady's going to have like 4 people to talk to, which is like 50 years old, and one of them is going to be herself in her own fucking head. She's going to have all of these people at this wedding, half of them she's never going to see again, and yet somehow she's saying my shitty sister, who I don't even want to be in that group of people who I won't talk to again after this event, expects that she's going to be here involved in the fucking event. What the fuck does that even mean? How does that even happen? You know how it happens? You're fucking delusional. That's how it happens. You're a goddamn delusional psychopath who doesn't understand how fucking entitled you are. That's what's happening here. These are 2 entitled girls. And honestly, I'm siding with the 18-year-old because the 18-year-old is at least fucking upfront about her entitlement. She said, I was 100% right about this. She's at least upfront going, hey, you know what? You don't put me in, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. You better watch out. Shit's not gonna go well for you. Remember that perfect wedding you were gonna have? Not gonna happen, right? That's what her sister said. I fucking support that. Yeah. That's an honest human being. That is an honest, entitled young woman. That's what that is. I support the hell out of her, right? That's somebody, you know where you stand with her. She's like, look, you don't do that, I'm going to throw some fucking red paint on your white dress. Good luck. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, all right, she's a fucking terrorist. I agree with you. Don't invite her to the wedding, but at least she's honest about what she's going to say. You know what I mean? That's the problem that I'm having with this lady. She's not being honest about her intentions. She's not being honest about what's happened. She's obviously not talking about why they were estranged in the first place, you know, and what she's saying. Now, think about it this way. Think about, again, let's just look at what she said. She said, I don't want to risk losing my mom again because I just got her back in my life, right? What does that tell you? That tells you she was the one who had to convince her mom to come back. That's what that tells you. Why would she have to be the one? Probably because she was in the wrong in the first place. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's the sort of thing. It's somebody who's not being honest. She's just not being honest about who she is. She's not being honest about what's going on. Her sister, the fucking lunatic that she is at least being honest about here's what's happening. If you don't do this, I'm going to come in my own fucking white dress. I'm going to stand up and say, these 2 shouldn't be married. And then I'm going to blow your husband right on the dais and ruin your whole goddamn day. Like, at least you know that this is something's going on. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of person that I can support who's out there saying, this is exactly what I'm going to do. And if you don't believe me, test me. You know, like anybody who says this is what I'm going to do and then follows through on that, I respect the hell out of those people. And this lady who's asking this question, she is not one of those people and she sucks. I don't know. What do you think? You agree? You disagree? I don't know.
I don't disagree with anything you said. She's got a long update, and I want to read it. I think that it's like a part 2. This one's like a part 2 because you're going to hear it, and then you got to react to this because it's something else. So as of around Thursday last week, my mom thought it best to have a conference call with my sister and I. I've disowned and stopped talking to her entirely, the sister, to help resolve the issues we have in hopes of trying to repair our relationship. We started the conversation by me explaining very calmly, because losing my head wouldn't solve anything, to my sister why I was upset at her at what she said, why she assumed and I had given her and had given herself priority in a matter that didn't and doesn't have to concern her. Once I finished speaking, my mom asked my sister to speak her piece, and that's when all hell broke loose. She started screaming about how it was right and that nothing and no one was going to stand in the way of her special day. Called my mom a bitch for not siding with her and making me give her what she wants and how she'll never forgive us, and then hung up. It's only been 4 days, but she has refused contact with me and my mom, badmouths us both to any family member, friend, and even stranger who will listen. My mom and I spent a couple of hours on the phone taking turns crying for various reasons, but she told me she was sorry she doubted me, even just for a moment. I wasn't mad at her. I was upset that it got to her the way it did. Things are settling day by day, and we aren't focusing on anything but the present for now. Our wedding will proceed as planned, but for now, I promised my mom that unless it concerned her directly, that I would avoid wedding talk so we can keep the peace better until closer to the date. If she and my sister reconcile, that's one thing, but I expressed my displeasure at her and her actions and said that unless she cleans up her acts and can contain and control herself better, I won't be contacting her under any circumstance for the foreseeable future. And I know a lot of you saw me as a bridezilla or too prideful or egotistical. And I know I let my anger get the better of me because my sister knows just which buttons to push to set me off. But I can say for certain that she has always been this way her whole life, and not just to me. She expects things without earning them, assumes without confirmation, and thinks the world owes her a favor because she draws breath. She has even outright said that when she wants something, no matter what it may be, she will get it. At the cost of relationships, friendships, etc., it will be hers one way or another. But to end the edit, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who gave me all the amazing advice and ideas. As for my issues, I've been in counseling for almost 8 years consistently over many different things, and this one has been discussed alone and in family counseling that we've done to no avail.
Okay, all right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, I don't like this. I really fucking hate this lady. Oh God. Okay. Anybody who takes the fucking moral high ground with this shit, where they're like, hey, you know what? Like, I represented myself very calmly because that wouldn't have solved anything. I don't give a flying fuck if you did or not. That shit doesn't matter. Stop editorializing what you did. Just tell me what happened. Don't just tell me what was said. I don't need to hear who was yelling, who was doing whatever. I just need to hear what was actually said, what was accomplished, or what was not accomplished, and what were the steps that happened that led to those things. Not how did you go about it, but what did you actually do, and what were the fucking results of those actions? That's what I want to know. I don't care if she's like, oh, well, I didn't raise my voice. You know what? You don't have to raise your voice to sound like a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to raise your voice to be a real dick in a conversation. That's not how it works. You can be a real dick and just sound like this the whole time. You just talk like this, and you can sound like an absolute fucking asshole. Like, that's the way it works. Like, you don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to do anything. That's the problem I'm having here, right? She's saying, I've been in counseling. I've been doing this stuff, whatever. Look, you know who her sister sounds like? Every single fucking Silicon Valley entrepreneur who has created something for them. She sounds like fucking Steve Jobs is who she sounds like. She's like, look, I'm not letting other people, I'm not letting fucking life events, I'm not letting God himself, who's fucking smiting me with fucking fallen frogs or whatever the shit happened in whatever the book that was in the Bible. I'm not letting any of that shit stop me from getting what I want. That's a fucking visionary. That's what that is, okay? And this lady can't fucking handle that. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying, right? Her sister is somebody who is telling you, this is what I want, and I'm not going to stop until I get it. I don't care who you are. That's what it takes to change the world, right? That's what it takes to be the person who's going to change the world. Now, could her sister maybe steer the car a touch into the other lane and maybe, you know, apply that same energy and that same vim and vigor towards something that actually might be beneficial for humanity as a whole? Absolutely. But you know what? It's her fucking right to say, no, I just want to have my own fucking wedding that I don't have to pay for, and I'm going to bang my sister's husband. I'm totally fine with that. But this is the type of shit, like this is psychotic behavior. I agree with you. But guess what? She's somebody who sets some goals, tells you what they are, and then fucking accomplishes something. That's what happens here. This other lady, she's been in fucking counseling for fucking 8 years. Nothing has come of it. What the fuck? Are you shitting me? Nothing has come of it. You're telling me that not one single thing has come from that. That means either you have the world's worst fucking therapist, or you are not applying the lessons that you're supposed to be learning and the shit that you're supposed to be doing. And you know why? Because you're probably not being fucking honest in those therapy sessions. That's the problem. This lady is saying, I set out a goal 8 fucking years ago to try to help my relationship with my family, and I haven't done a goddamn thing. And you know what? Her sister, who's 18 years old, is probably accomplished way more already, starting from the age of 10, because she knows how to go after a fucking goal. That's what I'm saying. Her sister, yeah, I agree. She's a fucking lunatic. But she tells you that, and she tells you what she's going to do, and she tells you this is how I'm going to be.
She sounds predictable.
She's extremely predictable. That's the point. This other lady is not the person who's asking this question is not. She's not a bridezilla. She's not a bridezilla. Anybody who says this lady's a bridezilla because she's gonna be a bridezilla for the next 2 years, she's gonna suck. Like I said, she's gonna suck to talk to. But anybody who says, well, she's being a bridezilla because she's not letting her sister, no, that's her fucking right. If she doesn't like her sister, absolutely, that's her right.
Yeah.
But if you don't like your sister enough to be somebody that's going to be invited to your fucking wedding, stop talking to her altogether. Get your fucking life together. Do something your sister would do, which is fucking freeze you out because you're not going to get in the way of her accomplishing her goals. So you know what you need to do? You need to fucking freeze your sister out. Don't talk to her because your goal is to have the perfect wedding, which doesn't include your sister. So tell her, get out of your face, get out of your life, hire some fucking security, get the CIA down there to your wedding, make sure your sister doesn't do it, but accomplish the fucking goals that you have because your sister's doing exactly what she should be doing. Your sister's saying, this is what I want to do, and I'm going after it. And that's unbelievable. Yeah. I got a lot of respect for somebody like that. Honestly, I got a lot of respect for somebody who says, this is my goal. This is how I'm going to accomplish it. I'm not letting a single thing get in my way. That's the type of visionary success that happens. That's the type of shit that changes the world. I'm telling you that right now. That's the type of shit that changes the world. This lady could take a page out of her sister's book and stop throwing away money on this fucking therapy that's not working, or figure out how to make the therapy work for you, because obviously you've had 8 years of trying to set goals and trying to accomplish things, and you haven't accomplished a single goddamn thing according to your own words. That's shocking to me. It is shocking to me that she hasn't accomplished a single thing in 8 years. That is fucking ludicrous that she hasn't accomplished anything. At the very least, she should have accomplished, I don't want to talk to my sister anymore until she calms down. Done. There you go. Send me $50. That's therapy 101 right there. Like, that's very simple. It's not that hard. There's too much stress in your life. Calm down. Get her out of your life. It's unbelievable. I was totally right. This 18-year-old should be at this wedding. This is the type of person you need in your life. This is somebody who's going to accomplish great things in this life. She's going to ruin a lot of people's lives, but she's going to benefit greatly from that. And that's the type of example that you could follow. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit that people should be doing. They should be following this example.
I'd like to add, you kind of already brought this up, but at some point in therapy, it sounds like she's trying to go to therapy to fix things instead of accepting, which are two very different things. Like, you accept what things are and then you move on with your life. She can't complete therapy because she wants to fix things that have nothing. She's talking to her sister about, like, oh, you need to stay in your scope. Well, you can't control other people, and it's not within your scope to control and change other people. It's within your scope to decide how you're going to choose to respond to that, you know, and how you can control the things that you can around you. Clearly, she can't do that. And I don't know what therapist she's going to, but this therapist realized very quickly that she was going to continue paying for 8 years of therapy no matter what. So
yeah, you know what?
They just kept that going. That sounds like a gold mine.
Yeah, 100%. Her therapist sounds a lot like her sister. Like, hey, what's up? I got a goal. I'm going to steal all your money. And she's doing it. Good for her. I got no problem with it. I respect the therapist. I respect the sister. I hate this lady. I think we did it. That was a good one. It was long, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. Wedding Wednesdays are getting wackier here. That's what's happening.
I know.
I don't know what's going on.
Weddings are such a weird time, and then like people are adding COVID stuff to it, and the main issues in the weddings have nothing to really do with COVID. I just feel like for some reason people are then saying like my wedding is even more important because of COVID somehow. It's like 2 years. I realize people do plan that. Sometimes you do have to, again, going back to the venue, sometimes you do have to plan the venue because they do book out like 2 years in advance, which is insane.
Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. It's not that hard. Just go somewhere else.
I know, but
you're just having a party. People are just getting drunk. It's not that hard. Do it somewhere else. It's really not that difficult. I don't understand. All right. I think we did it. I think we did it today. I'm excited about it. Everybody who's listening, thank you. We appreciate it. Wedding Wednesdays, we love them. We will be back tomorrow. We are Monday through Friday here. If you're listening on the podcast, we appreciate it. Please subscribe and rate and review. Definitely, it does help us out, so please do it. But also with the reviews itself, super helpful. And we got a plan with the reviews. So, please keep reviewing. We're gonna get some content with that as well. Please go to the YouTube and subscribe and like and all that stuff. Whatever, play us in the background. You fall asleep at night, turn all that stuff on, turn the screens off, turn the volume down, whatever. Just let me scream it into oblivion. That is helpful. All that stuff. Whatever.
Yeah.
We do have merch that you can buy if you want some. You want some apparel, right? We got some Karma Cancer apparel. We got some I Got Dennis apparel. We got some straight Your Relationship Sucks apparel, whatever it is. So if you want some, we'll put the link in the show notes. It'll be helpful, to us. Not only that, but again, I just want Karma Cancer to be a thing. So we're trying to get that out there. We're trying to make it a thing. I'm very excited about it. It's literally all my life is about at this point. And that's no joke. I talk about it like 4 or 5 times a day for long periods of time. I'm very excited about it. So let's try and get that done. Again, thank you for everybody.
Please do that so we can talk about something else.
Yeah, 100%. No, if it becomes a thing, it's literally all I talk about. I forgot.
Yeah, it's just gonna be so insufferable.
But I'm very excited about it.
I'm torn. I don't really know which one's worse.
Well, not having Karma Cancer be a thing is definitely worse. That's objectively true.
Okay.
But again, if you do have a question, you got wedding related question, other type of question, whatever, you can hit us up. We got an email. What's the email?
The email is info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
That's the one. So you can hit us up there. But again, we do appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. And we will see everybody next time.